My family is going to Europe this summer, and let me tell you some of the tips of how I planned. This is going to be a multi-part series. Today, I'm going to start with what we're doing. So one, I knew we wanted to go to Europe and I did not want to spend a lot of money. I've spent the last year learning how to credit card point hack and collect them. So I booked us flights from JFK to London for 6,000 points each. So there's 5 of us, that's 30,000 points, incredible deal, plus taxes and fees. I think it was a couple $100 total. So 5 of us are getting to London. I didn't want to spend time in London. That's not what I wanted. That's not where I wanted to be. And we decided that's going to be where we're going to, and then we're branching off from there. So then what I did is I went to Google Maps or Google Flights, and I searched London airport to anywhere. And then basically what I did is I looked at the map feature and I looked all over Europe. I looked at what all the flights were, the connecting flights from London to all over Europe to see where we could get. So I found kind of like an idea of like where the cheap flights were. I ended up finding tickets to Sardinia for about, I think it's $30. I should probably pull it up, but it's $30 per person when we booked it. So I decided we were going to go there. The timing was great. Everything was great. So that's how I figured out what country we were going to go to. We were originally going to go to Croatia. There's a lot of like really cheap places to fly to, but it just depended on like when the flights were available and the timing. So the ones to Sardinia were like perfect. So that's how we ended up there. And then we're spending 8 nights there. And then we're flying to Switzerland. That's where we wanted to go next. So again, did the same thing, pulled up Google Maps, looked for the anywhere feature from the airport that we're flying out of into Switzerland and the surrounding areas, and basically decided on the flights that we were doing from there based on price and also from timing. We're going to be staying in Wengen, Switzerland. So there's a lot of different flights, a lot of different airports to fly into in Switzerland. And we ended up flying into Milan, Italy, for many different reasons. Ideally, we would have liked to fly into Zurich, Switzerland, because it has the easiest direct trains from the airport area right into where we're going, into Interlaken up to Wengen. But we couldn't get a flight in until 5:20 p.m. at night. So we would not be getting to our rental home until probably close till 10 p.m., which just felt like a lot, and it felt like a wasted travel day for us because we don't really need to be hanging out in our rental home in Italy before we get to Switzerland. So instead, we decided to book a flight into Milan. It's going to get in at 9:30 in the morning. So it's going to be a much longer travel day, but we'll still get into our rental home by like 4 o'clock. So it's going to be a much longer train, but we figured we'd make it an experience. And that was our decision process. It took me like 5 weeks to figure out what we wanted to do, but I decided it was more important to me to figure out how to get to our rental home in Switzerland as early as possible so that we can make the most of that day and the following days, because we only have 4 days in Switzerland.